Hello.
안녕하세요.
Olá, todo mundo.
¿Cómo está?
Здравствуйте.
你好.
تعرفها Marolei.
For this project, we wanted to explore the different languages found within North Park's on-campus groups as well as surrounding establishments.
What language do you speak as your first language, and how often do you speak this at North Park?
My first language is Spanish and I speak it twice a week.
Have you found a community of people who also speak this language at North Park?
The only community I found is my Spanish class.
How has being immersed in English-speaking community affected your first language?
Well, I'm losing some of my Spanish and I don't practice it as much as I used to.
What is your first language?
I'm Korean, so my first language is Korean.
How often do you speak this language at North Park?
I often use Korean in North Park. This is because there are many Korean friends who came to North Park University with me as an exchange student. So when foreign friends are not with me, I often communicate with Korean friends in Korean.
Okay. Have you found a community of people who also speak this language at North Park?
I didn't find a community of people using Korean because I came to the USA to study English, so I do not need to find people using Korean. And there are already many Korean exchange students in the school, so I can easily get help when I'm in trouble. Also, I know that there are many Korean communities for Korean people, such as Korean church or Korean center outside of the school.
Why is it important for you as a teacher to be bilingual in both English and Spanish at the daycare?
It's important for me to be bilingual and speak to the kids in both languages because they're growing up in a dual cultured environment, and so it's important for them to be in touch with both of those cultures, as well as it's setting them up for a better future with more opportunities.
The volleyball team has a unique set of hand signals that tell the hitters what play to run. Every team has their own set of signals so that the other team has a harder time predicting what they will do. The chapel worship team also has a unique set of hand signals to communicate with each other.
So this is, we're going to repeat what we just did.
Okay.
This is we're going to repeat what we just did in harmony, so 3 parts. There's some songs where it's 2 parts, we just do this. This is bridge or special, so it's instead of the chorus. Normally you just do this to go through, but sometimes you're going to go back to the chorus, and then if you want to get into the bridge, you hit this one. It's just an easier way of communicating. Some people like shout out the first words of what they're going to do before it, but this just kind of tends to lead into the next thing a little bit easier. So like with the song that we just did, there was a chorus, and then you do the chorus in 3, and then we went to the bridge, something's moving. and then go through the bridge into the next one.
Okay.
Does that help? Is
So
that
it's
what
like just an easier way of communicating? Like talking about the
I think it's
communication
just
part
more
of it.
subtle sometimes. And I think it's easier for everyone to catch it, because not all the time, because sometimes it changes, you know?
Yeah. How long did it take you to learn all the signs?
Oh, not too long. They're
Okay.
pretty intuitive.
Okay.
I think it was just like getting over the fact that I was doing it, you know?
Yeah.
We really enjoyed doing this study and learned a lot about both verbal and nonverbal languages at North Park University and in the surrounding community of Albany Park. Albany Park is one of the most diverse zip codes in the U.S., and we saw this reflected in the many languages displayed on signs and structures in the neighborhood. This diversity is also very easily recognizable when just walking down the streets near North Park. Just one block on Foster has restaurants that serve Asian, Mediterranean, Mexican, and Swedish foods. Then, at places like the daycare on Foster, we learned that some parents intentionally send their kids to this daycare so they can be immersed in a second language. It is important to teach children a second language at a young age because their brains are still developing and it is easier for them to absorb. On North Park's campus, we learned that there are many languages spoken by students here because we have students of various ethnicities and from countries around the world. There are also quite a few nonverbal languages that we discovered on campus, such as the chapel team signals and the volleyball team signs. The volleyball players noted how their girls' team uses different signs than the boys' team does. This is an example of a gendered form of communication. All in all, this study gave us a deeper appreciation for the many cultures and languages that make up the communities of North Park University and the neighborhood of Albany Park.